So yeah, good afternoon everyone. So let's just get started. So I just wanted to know from you guys like how many of people have installed again, and because I'm not gonna hear you guys because all you guys are quite mute. So it's better if you guys can ping me on a message, guys. Everybody, just for the sake of like how many of you guys have installed. Great. So I got to know from a few hands, and yeah. So guys, please respond me on, over the either you can raise your hand or either you can message on the group chat. So it's better because at least I can get some sort of acknowledgement. Okay. So yeah. So last 2 days I was quite rude because I was not quite aware about your background and what exactly you guys are facing issue. So now you know I just came to know because many of you don't have desktop, so I'm not going to pressure you guys to do the coding steps. Okay, so those who really wanted to do, you can do on your system. So it's not at all a problem. And those who are facing any issue, please do let me know. Okay, so that if somebody will tell like, sir, I need to do this and I need to do that stuff. So please do let me know. Connect with me over the phone or maybe over the message. I can come to you guys and I can tell you what exactly and where exactly you went wrong. Okay, so so now my focus is entirely now on to your course structure, because even I just got connect with your HOD, so I came to know like how exactly and what exactly you guys want. Okay, so yesterday we had gone through about reading input from the keyboard, which you are, I don't know how many of you have tried or not, but yeah. So let's get started with the input, which is nothing but it's a Python built-in input function to read input from the keyboard. And syntax, you can see on my screen, it is nothing but the means I have taken one variable where you can input something and it will return you nothing but your string values. Okay, so this particular slides I have already shown to you guys. Okay, so yeah, I got to know from few people like I need to go slow, so I'm going to take care of that thing as well. So wherever if you feel like sir is going quite fast, so better to do let me know. Okay, so I'll go slow. So now next onwards, our need to be means our next topic, it should be our, let's go on to the fun stuff. Okay, which I have kept in a one slide. So let me just scroll to that slide. Give me a moment. Yep. I don't know, I am facing some issue here. Don't know why. Okay. Uh-huh. Yep. Great. So we have covered this about ID, about how exactly it is different from this. We have pretty much aware about program development life cycle, which I have already covered, and you just need to know about 6 steps. So analyze the problem, design the program, code the program, and then debug. Okay, so somehow my things are not the way I thought. Yep, yep, it is going. Yep, yep, this we have covered yesterday. Okay, I am pretty much sure like you guys are quite aware about these files. Reading input are also being covered yesterday. So yeah, so this is nothing but our other fun stuff. Let's say I'm going to create one Python file where I just need to mention like it's a user bin, or maybe I should mention it's in Perl, or maybe you can define anyway. Now what I'm doing here, I am writing print 1 plus 3, and then I am writing I'm taking one variable which is named as pi, and I am writing pi value. Now I am doing print pi, and again I am declaring one more variable which is message, and where you need to read the input string. So it's a kind of hello world is a string, and then you have to just print message. So why I'm showing this, you know, you might have remembered like Python 2.7 and Python 2.6, and then we have moved to Python 3.4 and Python 3.7. So we had a quite a bit, you know, discussion about the previous version. Okay, now this one is nothing but the previous version. I just wanted to show you guys how exactly the code has been done on a previous version and what has been done in the new version, what changes has been done in the new version. Okay, so here if you will see, we have, we do not have print and then open bracket and the close bracket. Okay, so this is old version. Now if I will write print and then open bracket and close bracket and a pi open bracket and pi we don't need to take bracket. In print we have to again create open bracket and close bracket. Okay, and inside that we have to mention pi. In a message also, hello world print message. So in print, after the print we have to consider it as a function. Okay, earlier if you will write like print and then the variable name, then that would fine. But here we have got some changes on Python 3.4 and above. So you mean, I mean to say is 3.x and above, all the versions are, you know, where you have to use function like print and the function, and then you have to pass whatever variable which you wanted to pass. Okay, so this is what the difference is. Now suppose, yeah, so I got to know something from 563. Sorry for that, because she or he, I don't know, she's or he's asking about, sir, can you please explain in Telugu? So yesterday I had a bit discussion about you guys, like how exactly you guys are asking me questions. So I have even raised this concern to your HOD sir, and I have asked like people are asking to tell in Telugu. So sir had said we don't encourage anything in Telugu, so you have to understand in English, because entire course and entire syllabus is in English, and you are doing engineering. Okay, so everything is in English, so better do not ask again to sir, can you please tell in Telugu. If you will ask me couple of times more, so I will take my speed quite a bit slow, and I will try to explain each and everything slowly, but everything is in English, because that is the guidance and that is the instruction comes from your college. Okay, so please, next time onwards you please take care. And Bhavna and Ravi Krishna, whoever is there, this guy or lady, I don't know, 563 roll number is there, I will definitely explain very slow, but please try to cope up English. Okay, because wherever you will go you have to give interview in English only. Okay, nobody will ask you in Telugu, nobody will ask you in Hindi. Okay, no other language is going to be entertained. Okay, so I will go slow, I am pretty much sure I will go slow, so don't worry. Okay, uh, I guess somebody is touching something and doing something, so that is why I am facing this issue. Yep, so I need to disable participant annotation. Okay, just hold on, bear with me. Yeah, so guys, even sir had told me like you guys have a exam for this, and that exam will contain subjective as well as coding stuff. Okay, so he has asked me, as per your syllabus I need to go with the flow. Okay, yeah, so that's what I'm saying, somebody has missed this. So this is, I don't know, this, see, you can see my screen, somebody has missed this, somebody has done annotation kind of thing. Okay, so let me, yeah, show. Okay, now this is fine. Yeah, how do I clear this? I don't know. So let me stop this sharing, and again let me share my screen again. So let me move on to the my slide, current slide, which I was referring to. Guys, something is going wrong. I don't know what end it is, and I'm pretty much sure because that is not at my end. Okay, yeah, yes. So here, so earlier I have covered this variable type. So you might have seen, like, I have taken one example which is nothing but the pi and the message. These are the variables, but one is the floating point number and other is a string. You have seen that. Okay, notice we did not declare the types in our example, so I haven't mentioned anywhere any type. Okay, so whether it is a string, whether it is a integer, or it is a floating point. So here we have to, if we have to decide, we can decide, but in Python can decide the type of the variable. Okay, so actually variables in Python are really object references. Okay, the reason we do not need to declare types is that a reference might point to a different type later. Okay, so this is one crucial point which you need to remember actually. Okay, so please note it down here. What I am saying is Python are really object reference. All the variables in Python are object references. Okay, so I'm keep on pointing same thing. I'm keep on saying the same thing, like it's a object references. So please note it down somewhere. The reason we don't need to declare type is that a reference might point to a different type of letter. Okay, so here if you will see x equal to 42 and y is equal to hello, which I have written here. If you will print here, now, if I'm gonna print once, it will print like 42 and hello. Okay, because x is nothing but 42 and y is hello. Now, if again I will print x and y, then it may refer to 42 comma 42, means maybe 42, same reference can be done. Okay, so you never know. So for that sake, to overcome with this problem, we are coming up with this kind of variable types. Okay, generally for small codes we don't need to define this. Suppose you wanted to know the type of any variable. Let's say we wanted to know the type of pi variable. Okay, then we have to write print type, and then you have to mention the variable name. Okay, so type is a function which is being used to know what type of this variable is. Okay, so just for the namesake, I have mentioned one more example. Here it is written as message hello world. Okay, that is nothing but what? It's a string. Okay, and the another one is I, which I have mentioned 2 plus 2. That is what? That is integer. Okay, so in this manner, suppose you wanted to know what type of variable sir has defined, what type of variable sir has declared. You just mention that in a type. Okay, so this is how you can able to know what type of variable that is. Okay, so here as I have mentioned here, if you will do this, then you will come to know float, string and integer. Okay, so these are the variable type. Now type conversion, if we wanted to do, okay, before moving to type conversion, let me cover type conversion as well, and then I will quickly jump to the coding stuff, and then I will show you what I am talking about. Okay, now type conversion, int, float, str and bool, we can convert to integer, floating point, string and boolean types. Okay, respectively. So how we can possibly convert that thing? So it has to be, suppose you are printing 1.0 and 2.0, then what you can make it. Okay, so if you will write it print float 1 and float 2, then that is nothing but the float 1. Now suppose you are writing print int 3.14 and again writing print str 3.14, what will be the difference you will find there? Okay, because if you will again write print type of this str 3.4 which I have mentioned, you will come to know that is nothing but the string. Okay, so this is how you will be able to find what type of variable is and how exactly we need to do conversion. Okay, suppose you want float typing value and you are not mentioning anything on a print, then definitely you will get integer value. Okay, so if you want value to be in float, then you have to specify that I need output in a float. So you just mention float and the variable name. Okay, so this is how you can proceed and you can do the type conversion. Okay, so as I have mentioned earlier, the same example I am picking up here. Now before proceed, before I will go to other stuff, let me take you through the, okay, okay, this one, notebook. Yeah, now I guess everybody will be able to see my screen. Okay, this is what the last time we have covered the example, which is pretty much fine. Now I'm considering again few more example. Okay, yeah, so somebody has asked to repeat again. Okay, so for repetition, let me write it on a, in this notebook. So let me create this. I don't know how many of you are able to see my screen. Let me create one more thing here. Okay, now what I was talking about, you just need to create this print 1 plus 3 and pi. So I'm doing the same. Okay, now let us say one variable, which is a equal to 1 plus 3, sorry, 1 plus 3. Okay, and then you can write, what was that second example? It was pi. Okay, pi is equal to this much. Let's say pi is equal to 3.142 something. Okay, let's say 3. Now what else? One of the message message equal to hello. Hello, hello friends. Okay, now this I have written. Now I can get the value of these value is using print. I can print this, print a. Now again I should copy this. Now I need to print what? Pi. Okay, then again I need to print what? Print message. Now this is how you can print. First let us run and let us know about the result. See, you are getting 4 3.143 hello friends. Okay, the message. Now let me copy the same thing and just, we don't need to copy, let us create another thing. I just wanted to know what type of a is, so you should mention it as print. Here you should mention type and give the variable name. Here you can mention print type pi. Okay, now you can mention here print type message. Okay, so if you will do this, Now you again run the same. See, so a is nothing but integer type, pi is nothing but the float type, message is nothing but the string type. Okay, are you getting my point? So this is how you come to know what type of variable I have defined and what type of variable we are using. So if you wanted to perform some operation, or maybe using this operator, maybe next our topic is nothing but the operator and operator precedence. So if you wanted to use that, so you can use accordingly. So before proceeding, you need to know what type of your variable is. So suppose I'm using one integer and I'm using one float. How do you do that? Okay, what type of precedence do we need? What type of all operators are present in that system? Then that also we need to know. Okay, that is why I am going onwards and I am going to cover the precedence. Okay, now let me share you this. Okay, now we need to move on to the operator. So generally we have these many types of operators. So first is arithmetic operators, second is comparison operator, third is assignment operators, fourth is logical operators, membership operators, and identity operators. So six different types of operator are there in our available in our coding, our Python. Okay. Now so let us move on one by one all the operators. Okay, let us first touch arithmetic operator. Okay, so arithmetic operators, here you can see it's a plus where we generally do addition. Another one is subtraction, another one is multiplication, and then we have division, integer division, modulo, remainder, exponent. So these many types of arithmetic operators are present. So let us perform each one of let us perform each operation, or maybe let us use each operator one by one, so that you can get better clarity how exactly this operator is gonna be used. Okay, so let me move to our famous Jupyter notebook, and here let me perform addition. So let me write first addition. Okay, now I am gonna do, let us first create one variable which is nothing but the add, and here we are doing 5 plus 3. Okay, now print add, here we will get what? We will get add. Okay, so now let us see how exactly addition works. You can see we are getting 8. Now in the same manner, let us perform another operation. Subtract 5 minus 3. Let us perform another one. What was the another one? It's a multiplication, so we can write it as a multiplication. 5 into 3. Okay, then we see division. Division we can do using 5 divided by 3. Okay, let us do again one more. What is that? One more operation, which is nothing but the integer division. So integer int division, which we can do like 5 3. Okay, now let us print one by one everything. Okay, subtract, print, multiply, print, division, print, in div. Okay, now let us see what exactly output we are getting. You can see here. So we are getting 8, sum, subtract 5 minus 3, multiply 5 into 3, division is what? Here we are getting 1.6, okay, and blah 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 166, and suppose we just want, okay, this value before point value, then we can use this integer division, because I need integer value only, okay. So that is how we can do, and we can check how exactly our operator does the work, okay. Now, so yeah, maybe from the last 2 days I was missed this topic. Actually, this is nothing but our comment. Suppose I have mentioned here comment, another I want to do some comment here, subtract operation. So this is how you can write operation. So you can define in this manner. Subtract operations you can mention like this, multiple also you can mention in front of this. So same way, so you just need to write hash and then write what all comments you wanted to write, okay. So it will not look into this, comment value, because you have already commented, okay. So if you will run, you will get the same output. You can see I have ran and I got the same output. Yes, you can see here, okay. Okay, now let us move on to look into some other parameter as well. Yeah, so now we have covered arithmetic operators. Now let us look into the comparison operators. So now comparison operators is nothing but where we can equate, okay. So just like a equal to b, okay. So we need to know how exactly we can use the operators, okay. So we are gonna equate this. Yes, 556, you are again asking me to explain the again same thing, okay. So let me again go back to the my code, and here you can see. So I don't know where exactly, what exactly you want, okay. So here nothing but we have done addition, here we have done subtraction, here we have done using this operator multiply operator as multiplication, we have done division. Here I have done in integer division. So integer division, we are getting the output is nothing but integer value, okay. So you can see that we are getting the output as an integer value. Here we are getting what all output value we will get after divide 5 divide by 3. So we will get 1.66667, okay. So this is nothing but the normal operations, okay. This is nothing but arithmetic operations, okay. So that is why nothing is, means a lot thing here to explain you guys. So I don't want to focus much more onto this, okay. Let us move on to the next topic, which is here our comparison operator. Now, so equal to comparison operator, suppose you have one string which you wanted to compare with another string, you can use this operator. And there are multiple things which you will face in while doing some sort of coding. You will see like how exactly equal to operator comes and how exactly it is being used. Now, not equal to, when you are going to write some condition where you will mention like, suppose you wanted one value. So you wanted to know a is equal to b, okay. Suppose you have taken one variable a is equal to 3 and b is equal to, let's say you have value b is equal to 1. So do you think a is equal to b? No, not, that is not equal to, okay. So this is being used when you wanted to define some sort of a comparison, or maybe you wanted to write something on a condition. Okay, I will also give you one example. While I'll write a code, I will give you a one kind of example where how exactly you have to define this and why we are using this. But for the time being, you just need to know this is also one kind of comparison operator. Okay, now another operator is less than or equal to, another one is greater than or equal to, another one is less than and greater than. So these are the comparison operator which we generally use in a Python coding. Okay, so suppose you wanted to know like whether a is greater than or equal to 3, or a is greater than or equal to b, something like that. So let us use this operator in our coding stuff so that we can get more clarity on the same. So I'm gonna use here a. Let us say I will define a is equal to 1, no, not 1, a is equal to 4 and b is equal to 3. Let's say 5. Okay, now uh, just I need to know how exactly I will get output. So you wanted to know whether a is equal to b or not, so you need to write print. Okay, now here you just mention a is equal to b. Just write and check whether it will work or not. See, so equal to operator is like this. So you can see here 4 is not equal to 5. Okay, so that is why it is giving false. Suppose I am writing, so somebody has pinged something. How many times do I need to repeat 514? Can you please, if you are still facing an issue, can you please ask your friends and ask them to explain it again, because this is nothing but the normal arithmetic operations. Okay, it's a just addition, subtraction and division kind of thing. Okay, so basically you just need to listen it and you need to note it down my stuff. Okay, okay. Now you have done this. Now again, how will you compare this value? Suppose you want, sir, when I will get true here. Okay, so as you can see here, two values I have taken, 4 and 5, which is not equal. I have just written a is equal to b or not, so it is giving false. Now suppose I am going to define 4 as in 4, b is equal to 4. Now what I will get the output? Can anybody comment on the chat? What I output should I get? Guys, please respond on the chat. What output should I get? Exactly. Thank you so much. 589, 549, 536. Wow. Great. Thank you so much. That means you guys are following me. So now you can see if I will run, I will get true. Are you getting my point? Means you guys are following me. Now this one we have got it. Now again, let us say one more example which we can do. Let's say we can define c is equal to 9 7 and d is equal to um mm, 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 d is equal to 8 9. Okay, now let me take this control x and let me again get the more grid. Here I am writing the same. Now I will write if like this, print c is not equal to d. What output should I get here? Please comment. What output should I get here? True, 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 true. That's correct. So let us run. See. So this is what the operators are. Okay. So most of the operators works like this. Okay. Now let me create more difficult problem for you. Okay. Let me tell you one more thing. Let us say str A is equal to high. Okay, high. Now I am defining str b is equal to again high. Okay, high. Now if I'm going to print str a is equal to str b, so what output should I get? Guys, please comment on the chat box. I am getting very good responses from everyone. True, very good. True, true, true. Okay, everyone is saying true. That's correct. Okay, let me run this. Yes, thank you. Thank you. So this is what we are getting. Now, let me change, let me modify my question. This one. Now, what output should I get? Now, please go on. Guys, please respond with the answer. False. That's perfect. Anybody else wanted to? Oh, great. Yes. So that means you guys are good. Yeah. Look, that is why in the very beginning class I said Python is case sensitive language. Okay. So I guess those who have listened. Wow. Thank you so much. Who is this 543? Thank you so much for the participation. Oh, wow. Great. Great. Yeah. So Python is case sensitive. Good. Good. Thank you 516 as well. Okay. Now, so this is how we can define and we can come to know like how exactly we can get our output. Okay. Now, let us move on to another comparison. Okay. So if you want me to cover less than and equal to, I can give you one example from less than and equal to as well. So guys, if you want, please do, write on the chat box if you want another example for greater than and less than as well. Otherwise, I can go on. Okay, great. Okay, great. Okay. So somebody said, sir, go slow. Anyway, so I am really saying I am going very slow. So this is not at all my speed. Okay. But yeah, I am trying to best to cope up with you guys. So please apologies if you guys are facing like means I am a bit fast, then please accept my apologies for that. Okay. Now, so let me cover one more problem. Yes, somebody is saying please upload in YouTube. Yes sir, actually yesterday I was trying to do that, but somehow I am not able to. So I need some guidance from your faculty to upload that. So don't worry, I will update today. Okay. Now let me take one more example for less than and equal to. Okay. Now let us go there and we'll do one more thing here. Let me create this. So let us create a is equal to 4 again, and b is equal to one more variable. Let me create 9, and then let me write the same condition, print. Okay. What output should I get here? Whether I will get any output or not. Thank you. Yes. So that is false. So that means b is greater than a. Yes. So this is how your operator works. So I just wanted to touch upon this. Okay. Now let us move to assignment operator. So our assignment operator is this one. So let's say you wanted to add or maybe you wanted to give an assignment. So plus equal to is nothing but the x equal to x plus y. So let me do this also. Okay, this I will do for you guys so that you will get better clarity. Okay, now yeah, so let me create this. So let me create x equal to 3, y is equal to 5, 6. Then I am writing x equal to x plus y. Okay, should I print x? Okay, now what output should I get here? Guys, can you please do addition? So we will get 6 plus 3. Okay, great. So yes, definitely we will get the same output. Yes, now I can write this. I can write the same with the one I have mentioned here. So x plus equal to y. So you just write x plus equal to y.
ఎప్పుడు చేస్తారండి?
You can run it.
రోజు 20 అవుతున్నాయన్నా.
See, you are getting the same output.
కాదురా 12 lakhs వరకు
Somebody, can you go on mute because I am able to hear some voice.
పేషెంట్ సరిగా చూసుకోకుండా బాగున్న పేషెంట్ పోయి ఐసీయూలో పెట్టి నా కొద్దు మొర్రు అంటే బలవంతంగా పెట్టి వాష్రూమ్కి వెళ్ళడానికి లేదురా అంటే సమాధానం చెప్పకుండా రిపోర్ట్స్ ఏమి అంటే సమాధానం
Guys,
చెప్పి
please go on mute. Somebody is speaking. I am not able to know why. Okay, now. So yeah, you can see here we are getting the same. So same manner, if you will see other operators.
ఎందుకు జరిగితే తెలియదు కానీ ఈ మొత్తం మనం చాలా నేర్పిస్తాయి మొత్తం.
Okay, now let me perform one more. Let me take one more example for what I don't think you need this another example. Okay, so yeah, so this is nothing but the assignment operator. Okay, now let us move on to the logical operator. So logical operator is this one. We have three different types of logical operators. So it's a and, or not. Okay, so we have different type of logical operators. So I don't know, in maybe in your childhood or maybe somewhere in the childhood only, you can say you guys have learned about this. Okay, so no, I need to take another 15 minutes, please. Okay, so yep, so let me go on to the next. So logical and how exactly it works. So suppose you have one variable which is p and another one is q. So if I will perform p and q, which is nothing but the and operator I am using. So if both values are true, then we will get the output as in true because it is an and operator. If both are true, then only it become true. Okay, if both are false, then it will come as in false. If any one is false, then we will get the output as in false. Okay, so here also if you will see, f, we are getting p value as an f and q value as in t, then we are getting the output as in f. Okay, so that means if any value is getting false, then we will get our output as in false. Okay, so this is how you need to understand how logical and is works. So I will explain about what exactly the logic behind that, then later on we will use the same. Okay, and where it is being used we will also tell you. Now another operator is our logical or operator. So logical or operator is, let's say, p and q. What I have learned in my school days, logical or operator is nothing but if any of the two values is getting true, then my result would be true. Okay, so any of them. That means if true is there, then definitely we will get true. If there is one value false and another value is true, then we will get what? We will get true. Okay, so here another, in second case we have two values which is f, that means false. So what we will get? We will get false value. Now in another one you can see we have true and false, then we will get what? True, because one of the value is true. Same manner this one is also there. Now so let us move on to logical not. Okay, logical not, where actually we will have opposite value. So here suppose my one variable contains true and then I have mentioned not p, means which is the variable. So not true means false. Okay, not false means true. So it's a just you can say opposite values. Now here we have another operators which is membership, or you can say identity operators. So membership operators, these operator tests for membership in a sequence such as list, strings, tuples. There are two membership operators which are present in our Python. One is in and another one is not in. Okay, so same way, I don't know guys, you have learned about SQL, means I don't know, but yeah. So these kind of operator are very useful when you performing on some columns, or maybe you're performing on multiple data. Okay, how exactly it will work? Suppose your strength in your college, your strength is about 70. Let's say your strength is 70. Okay, so one day Ravi Kiran came in a class, and then you know after Ravi Kiran, I will ask somebody, is Ravi Kiran in or not? So what will you reply? Ravi Kiran is in. Okay, so if Ravi Kiran is in, I can get the count. Okay, if Ravi Kiran is not in, then we can also get the count, which is nothing but 1 minus of entire population. Okay, so that is how, where exactly this membership operator works. And same way we have another operator which is nothing but the identity operator. Okay, so identity operator we generally use to compare the memory locations. Okay, so memory location, how do you compare, and why, where we will get memory location? So in the beginning I said in Python you have generally two different objects, everything is in objects. So now we need to compare the memory location of two objects. Then how we can compare that? Okay, so that comparison is being done through the identify operators. Okay, so the identify operator contains only two types. Okay, two type of identify operators are, one is or is not. Okay, so their case I am also going to give you the another one, the another case. Maybe later on I will cover one more example where I will show you this membership operator and identify operators, how exactly it is being used. Okay, so identify operators we have like is or is not. Okay, this is very important to know, these kind of operator are also being used. Okay, in each and everywhere. Okay, wherever possible. Now you have learned about all the operators. Let us just look into for another 2-3 minutes into the operator precedence. Okay, so what is the precedence of operator? Okay, whether it is in decreasing order, whether it is in increasing order, which one will having higher precedence, which will be having lower precedence. So you can see here I have mentioned. So this is what the order. So first is nothing but exponent order. So it is in decreasing order of precedence. So as we go down, you can say it's a decreasing order. So higher precedence is nothing but our exponent. Okay, then Second precedence is being given to the multiplication, division of floor division or modulus. Then we can give another precedence, or maybe you can say like, then addition and subtraction has some other means afterward their precedence. Now comparison operators is also there, which has less precedence as compared to the exponent, multiplication as well as the addition. Then we have assignment operator, which also has a less precedence as compared to the exponent and all. Okay. And then we have another one, identity operator, membership operator, logical operator, which are we have learned right, just today itself. Okay. So yeah, so that is what I wanted to cover in this session, because these are very important to know how exactly precedence operators works, what type of precedence is there in operators, which will perform first, which will perform last. So you need to get some clarity on that. Okay, so that is why I have just chosen this today, so that I can cover all the operators. So I know you guys have started building the notes, so it's better if you will maintain some notes. So anyway, so yeah, so with this I can close the session for today. But yeah, what I want from you guys, like, see, I need somewhat sincerity from you guys. And before that, I just wanted to apologize because of inconvenience which is occurred because of me. I got some urgency. That is why I have taken 15-20 minutes. After that, I have started my class. So don't worry, because my agenda was today is to complete the operators and their precedence. So I have done that. So it's not like means I cannot cover. But yeah, I know the time is being a bit, half an hour I was delayed, and I have taken you through another half an hour. So don't worry. Yeah, so apart from that, I just need some sort of sincerity from you guys, because generally we used to have a meeting with HOD sir and from your faculty. So I used to get a lot of comments from you guys, like how exactly you are performing on this, because I need to submit feedback as well. Because what means how exactly students are giving responses, and what type of students are, whether students are getting at paying attention on your class or not. So this kind of lot of discussion which has to be going on. So yes, so I'm pretty much sure, like, today I went very slow. Whatever I taught you, it was very slow and very this is not my speed, because I'm a bit fast while explaining. But as you said, from the last 2 days I keep on getting the request like, sir, please can you go a bit slow. So I am pushing myself to go slow. So please don't mind. Now onwards I will try to go with this flow. Okay, so here with this we can end our session. Thank you so much. Thank you for your paying attention for this class. Okay, bye bye, take care guys.